Hi, hello, and good evening. Not my favorite first eviction that I've ever seen. That seems to be a running trend. Certainly not as bad as the BB24 opener, but this is a close second. Tonight we're talking the first eviction cycle of Big Brother Canada 11. Yeah, let's just do it. Yeah. I am Kyle Petty, and as always, I am joined by my besties, John Dunphy and Gina Morgino, and this is Strat Chat, your favorite reality TV podcast. Presumptuous. We're sure. You can find us on the socials at Strat Chat Pod or on our unupdated website. I still have not taken care of that, stratchatpod.com. And okay, so we obviously talked about these people on Monday. How have our opinions changed, or have they? A lot of discourse on here about this cast. I know I was saying some things on Twitter last night about how I wonder if the reason why we don't have feeds is because some of these people are just so reprehensible.
But like the crazy thing is too, even without the normal feeds, just with like the digital dailies that they're quote unquote curating and with the edit, we're still seeing how terrible they are. So it's like, what is not being shown?
Right. These are I think that was one of John's points last night, wasn't it? Like, if these are the things that you're putting in these episodes, and what are you leaving out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I wrote something like Zach. Just in these edits, Zach looks like such a tool. Like, could you imagine if we were getting to see like what was going on right now in there? Mm-hmm. Like, oh god,
unwatchable.
Yeah. But so yeah, as we said, Santina was the head of household. Renee finished dead last. We did all that on Monday. That put her automatically on the block. Now Santina puts up Dan and Anika.
Matt Blevins.
Silly. Hello, hi,
good evening, and good.
Silly. So puts up Dan and Anika. I don't know. I felt like her whole HOH reign for me was kind of messy.
Well, yeah,
because it wasn't really like hers at all. The Anika thing was interesting to me. Like, whatever to Dan, I don't really think there was a whole lot behind that. But like the Anika thing, she had like said right to her face, like, you're completely like safe with me. You don't have to worry about anything. And then like puts her up there. Like,
yeah, I didn't really understand what the point of that was. And then we did see that very brief moment, right, where she told Anika, like, I need you to be a pawn for me. But it was kind of like, why? I don't even really like Anika, but why is she
Why do you need pawns? Why do you have to do a backdoor? Why are you trying to blind somebody? You have been in the house for 4 days. Like, why do you need this? You don't need to do all that.
Right.
And like, Santina, I mean, and this is where we really are missing out on not having feeds too, because I'm sure it was even messier than what we saw, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Because she tells Anika that, right? Then the whole thing was her and John Michael, Santina and John Michael, are having a conversation after the HOH, or after part 1, but before part 2. And they said, no matter who wins, we're both going to, protect each other. And then we see all week Santina running around. I want to put his ass up right now, even before trying to backdoor him.
Yep.
And then, it's like,
yeah, and that's part of the larger thing too, because Santina has now completely aligned herself with all the men, which I never think is a good idea. I never think that's a good idea. And then like all of this stuff, she's only acting that big and bad when she's in their company. It's almost like she's trying to, I don't know, act as if the way she thinks she wants her to be. If that makes sense. Like, am I saying that right? Like, oh, this is what I think they want from me, so I'm just gonna act like this. Oh, I'm putting his ass up right now. It's like, what the hell is all that?
I tweeted this earlier too. Like, behind every woman's HOH is an insufferable dude bro that thinks that he's the brains of the operation. But then you see moments like this where like she's doing whatever he wants her to do and catering to everything he wants. And it's like, why? He has no agency in the game. You're the one in power. Do what you want to do. Why are you listening to what these dudes are trying to tell you is the best move for their game? They're trying to help themselves. They're not trying to help you.
Yeah. Every single scene felt like just Zach telling Santina what to do.
Yeah.
Like, we just kept going right back to that room. And it's just a conversation between the two of them.
There was like I think it was in the Veto episode. Like, then she was finally talking to someone. I don't remember who it was. And they were like, oh, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't get Renee out. Maybe we should get somebody else. He's like, oh, you guys are idiots. It's just stupid. Just playing and like throwing a temper tantrum. And it's like, I don't know who told you that your plan was the plan we were going with in the first place and why you're so whiny about the fact that nobody wants to do what you want to do when you have no power right now.
Right.
Yeah, I think both Rob and Ty pushed back on Zach about the Renee thing, because I think Rob seems to have some kind of connection with Renee, and Ty, who's fooling around with Claudia or whatever. Claudia and Renee are close, so that would be an issue for her. It's just, but like every little comment from Zach, he'll like, I forget who he was talking to, but he said something. It was in reference to Rob. He was like, "I can't even talk to this guy anymore." Like,
yeah.
Like,
that's what I was talking about.
Like,
yeah,
and it's like
it's because he just didn't agree.
Yeah,
I can't play with this game. I can't play this game with this guy. I can't play with him. And it's like, what do you mean? Like,
right?
Because somebody disagreed with you. Yeah,
like
you don't even have any power
at this point. 15 people in the house. 14 of them can go on the block. Why are you mad that the one person that you want to get rid of isn't the person that everybody else wants out? Like,
I don't Zach, everything that he's doing is just like so annoying and grating and just like disgusting. Like, between okay, we talked about before, right? All the people that voted for the person that got evicted tonight crying, right? As they're voting. And meanwhile, all week, Zach's running around the house. Oh, like, everybody hates JM. Everybody hates him. Like, nobody likes him. They want to get him out. He's walking around all week. Oh, he's in love with me. He's in love with me. It's like, it's just so disgusting, dude.
Yeah.
Like, is he in love with you, or is he just a gay man who exists? Like, what are we doing here?
With you. He just wanted to play the game with
this is the same kind of dude that like would attach himself to a woman and decide that her being nice to him and having a conversation means that like she's into him, and then want to evict her when she doesn't welcome his advances. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, and how about the I'm trying to teach you how to play this game right now. How about that comment?
Yeah, the Santina, but she also like kind of like accepted it. Like, she wasn't going to stand up for herself in that moment at all. She was
it drives me nuts because then you see him be like, I'm not trying to like be a mansplainer. So if I'm doing that, like, just like let me know. You damn well know that is exactly what you're doing. Don't like throw out the buzzwords to make it look like, no, but I'm nice. Like, no, you're being an asshole.
The thing about it, though, is that I think that all of this, because he really feels so good about himself, I think that's going to end up being his downfall. Because every time the plan shifted, or any time there felt like there was a lot of chaos, it was all because he was now like setting a new plan in motion. The plan always was, let's backdoor John Michael. And then once he was up there, it was like, oh, well, maybe we really shouldn't do this, because him being in the game means that there's still a target, kind of like a shield for me. So maybe we should pivot. Maybe now we should go to somebody else. And it's like every time, and it's like he can't even decide on what he wants to do, but he's trying to be like the puppeteer. Once people start to really catch on to that, he's going to misstep. Like, he's not even good. I don't think this man's going to make it to jury.
I hope not. I don't want to watch him that long.
I can't imagine he will. I feel like he's already too messy.
yeah, I hope not. I hope he doesn't make it. And I do think that you're right, Kyle, because I mean, I feel like we're already starting to see it. Like, obviously, there's a group of girls. I think Claudia like was pretty instrumental in that too. And like, there's clearly a guys' alliance, even when Santina wouldn't listen to her and stuff like that. So like, you know, some of the girls in the house have caught on to this. Even if like Santina is still wants to work with them or whatever, I don't know. But like, so you know that like at least the women in the house don't want to just be steamrolled by this bros alliance. They're not just going to let them control their game. But then on top of that, you already see like friction between him and Roberto. I could see that just, you know, what's going to happen when Zach finds out that Claudia is one of the ones saying like, oh, we have to break up this guys alliance. What's Ty's response going to be to that? You know, even though that whole showmance is freaking weird too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It makes
I
me
got
cringe
so
much.
mad watching him today in the alliance conversation. Is there an all girls alliance? No. Why is there an all guys alliance? Or why are you being defensive and aggressive with me?
Ugh.
She just asked you the
Disgusting.
same question that you asked her, and you are in an all guys alliance. Like, what is your issue?
Right. It's just, oh gosh, and like, it's also the way that he looks at her. It's unsettling. Like there is a, like he looked like as if he thinks he's so much smarter than her. And I'm not saying this is necessarily just with her. That's how he talks to everybody. Like and it's like who was it that was like nervous they were on the block? It could have been Renee or something. Like, oh, don't worry, I'll come back and I'll see you later. I'll come see. Like he just really thinks like, you know, he's somebody. You know, like, it's just it just makes me sick.
Yeah.
You know, but every time he like grills her, he gets this look in his eye that like, I've got you so figured out and I'm so much smarter. And it's like, it doesn't even matter what you say right now because I already know. And it's just like, you're so disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, ugh,
And like,
God.
it's like, I feel bad. Like, I honestly, Claudia would be, I think, close to one of my favorites in the house if it wasn't for this tie thing.
Right.
Like, I really like that. Like,
I don't think it's long for this world.
I hope not.
Well, I hope not. Yeah,
but
but
I don't think it is.
just the way she's not willing to just roll over and let a bunch of dudes, you know, control the game. Like I really like her in that regard. But like with the tie stuff, especially with this weird like bipolar thing where one minute he's saying how she's so attractive and he loves hanging out with her and this and that and then it's like and then he just like won't speak to her the next time that she like tries to come and sit with him and talk with him. It's like, and I think it was I forget, it might have been Evil Dick Donato on Twitter was like, it's like Claudia's gonna have to get a restraining order against this man one day.
Yeah,
but even like what gives me hope is the fact that at least in her DR, she was still like, I know he's not giving me all of his information, so I'm not going to give him all of mine either. I don't have to tell him everything that I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, so we're not just totally going to roll over and let this quote unquote showmance, flirtmance, whatever this is, dictate what we're doing in the game. You still have some agency of like, I'm not going to tell him everything I'm doing.
Right. And also just give her props for the fact that she actually realizes this, you know, like, and she realized it on her own. It's not like somebody had to bring this to her and say like, hey, there's a reason why you should not be trusting this man. We have seen far too many times, like, you know, unfortunately, it's always girls making that mistake, you know, and like, I'm excited to see that she's not falling for that.
Oh, I was so happy to hear that, DR.
Yeah. Kudos to Claudia. Was not really digging the forced snow kiss. Okay, get out of here. It's almost like production said, "Hey, y'all, flurries in 5."
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. Yeah, it felt really forced. You know what else felt forced? You know what else felt real forced? The conversation between the two Daniels that we saw.
Yep.
Like it literally was like, can y'all just sit over here and have a chat?
Well, it was also even the way that he was like,
bring the camera over here.
Now that I've got you here, I would like to have a conversation now. Just like the way that he said it, I was like, this was so like, I am reading my lines now. Oh, hello, friend. Even I would like to have a conversation.
Like, oh, hi, so what are you about to do? Oh, I'm about to go outside. Oh, really? Well, I was thinking about going outside too. But before that, since I have you here, I thought I might have a chat.
Yeah. Oh, God. I'm so glad you felt that too, because I was like, what is this?
That's what I said to Tommy. I just turned to him and I just said, what is this?
I'm so glad that wasn't just
and he didn't even look at him. he's campaigning to him and offering him nothing, and he wasn't even looking at him. He was like, yeah, so like I'm just talking about all these things, and like like I mean, if I could just stay around, like I'm sure I could like just do good things. I always want to play this game and stuff. So if you could I just want to stay and I'll do good things. And it's like you're not even looking at me, you're not even offering me anything. It was just fucking terrible, just fucking terrible,
bad.
Yeah, awful.
Oh God, it's been wild. I feel like I was off on my, I mean, obviously we're going off of these short little videos, right? Like,
oh, crumbs, yeah.
Hello,
what's up, phenomenal
Hi,
one? How are you? But so we're not really going off of much when we're doing our little preseason chatter, know. But like, I feel like I was so off on a lot of people. Like Vanessa, I picked as my first boot is like one of my favorite people in there.
Yeah.
I want to see her win the game now at this point, I think. Shania, I know, Gina, you were high on Shania. I like Shania.
Thank you. Thank you. That's my girl.
I'm liking Shania.
I thought I was going to like Ty more, but I don't. I like him a lot less than I thought I was going to.
We were all very like, we weren't against her, but we were like very lukewarm on Claudia, and I'm liking her a lot.
Yeah, I was lukewarm on Claudia. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the people in there though are still pretty just intolerable, but it's like there are some good ones in there that we will have people to root for this season. I feel like
we definitely do. And I'm excited to talk about some of them. But since we're on Ty, I will want to say, like, so he did win Veto this week. And what did you think? What did you think of his performance in there? I think that we definitely lost some context on this as well. Because based on some of the conversations that we saw tonight, it did look like there may have been more alliance chatter, more working with Anika than we were like permitted to see. Because it did then see, it said, to see the POV player pick, go to the, Big Brother Canada website. I think I actually might do that because I wonder if there might be some more conversation.
Did they do that last season too? I don't remember.
Sometimes they want to edit the stuff down. They'll do that. I think later in the season, they don't do that. They show us. But I have seen that before. But I feel like I heard something that Anika selected Ty to play.
Right.
Which I think is interesting. And then but then knowing that, because I kept watching this veto competition, this was a tough one.
Oh, yeah.
Like
this looked
in America, the first part of this, so you had to like get the little goo in the little cup and slide on your back down the slidey slippery thing, and then dip it in the little thing and go back and forth. You had to fill up your little container, and then once you filled up your container, you had to take a tube and fill up another little bin, and you had to throw some oats in there and make some slop, and then throw it on top of some barrels. Now, see, here in America, the
slip and slide on its own is the competition.
This would have been over with the slip and slide.
Right.
Once you fill up the thing, you're done. I mean, like everyone else, did you notice that everybody else dropped out too? Like they stopped playing.
Yeah.
They're just like, just forget it. Let's forget it. So like, I wondered why Ty was trying so hard. It's like, you have no reason to need this video.
Right.
You need to be going through all of this. It's like, Dan cannot get this. And it's like, why? I thought Dan was in like the guys thing. Is he not?
Yeah.
I guess not. Question mark.
I don't think he really is. I mean,
we did see a lot of like chatter this episode about like them just like, who was it? Hope, I think, was like, I don't know if we can really like do much with him. He's not really like giving anything. But I don't know how on the same page they are about that.
It seems like the Bros Alliance really is, I think it's like 4, right? It's like Zach, Rob, Ty, and Jonathan. And then it seems like Hope is on like the outside of that, but like he's still a bro, so like they're willing to work with him over any of the women in the house, or like, you know what I mean? Like, and like Dan, I guess they would consider as a number, but it feels like, because I think Zach even said it at one point, was like, yeah, me, he named those 4 guys, him, Rob, Ty, and Jonathan, and then Santina as being like a tight 5 that were all like had good chemistry together as like the alliance. But it's like we all know that they're just using Santina.
Oh, of course.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why she's definitely making big mistakes here, aligning herself this way. Because the girls is already going to get to a point where the girls are not really going to want to work with her. This is already going to begin a divide just based on this.
Yeah.
But this Bros Alliance, like I don't really understand why everyone is like already trying to like kowtow to it, because it already seems like people are like a little, oh, the guys, and it's like I don't know why you're allowing them to have so much agency in this game. This very first competition was already won by people that were not bros, and like that's not exactly how like this game is played. I mean, you can get so many trivia things. You can get whatever. I'm
mean,
remembering
the
that
problem
ridiculous
is that
competition with JC Lynn last year with the cake, and you had to make the
yeah,
puzzle, and that has nothing to
the
do with
problem
muscle or
is
anything. Like, so
the
what are we doing here?
the physical competitions do far outweigh the other types of competitions. So while they're not the only competitions that you're going to see, they are a wide majority of them, which is why you see like the dude bros of this game always going so far in the season, because they're winning themselves to safety, winning themselves to safety, winning themselves to safety, because there's so many physical competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Phenomenal One here was just asking that Shanae is the one that likes Rob. That's correct. She she had a thing for Rob. She was very upset that Rob was in the HOH room with Santina getting a facial.
I'm sorry. That's my girl, but what we are not going to do is cry about a man that we have known for like 3 days, to the point where he walks in the room and now he is seeing you so upset that you're hanging out with another girl. Like, you don't know this man. You don't know this man.
It felt like such a like One Tree Hill moment.
Oh my
Like,
God. I was like, why are we being so dramatic about this? He's not
Yeah,
the
it
love
was
of your life. You
horrible.
met him yesterday. Calm down.
Right.
All these showmances feel so weird. Even like Ty at one point was talking about Claudia when they were hanging out, and he was like, "Yeah, we're really working on building our, building our relationship together." It's like you have known each other for less than a week, and you're on a TV show right now. Yeah, nothing is real right now. Nothing.
I really can't. It's gross. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But the backdoor plan was in motion. It was in motion. Ty wins veto, does remove Anika from the block, and Santina replaces her with John Michael. To which she says, "Don't touch me," and storms off. And my heart broke.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'd be so pissed. Like that. I mean, listen, I feel like that's just like a legit deal that they made.
Yeah.
JM and Santina. We both won the first part of the HOH. Santina would not have won that without JM, and he didn't even want to win that part of the HOH. He was like, "You want to win this first one, really? Okay, let's go for it. Let's get it. Like, let's do this together." They make a deal. They're going to keep each other safe. Like, how do you like go forward now? How can anybody take anything that you say like at your word now? Like,
he went at her too. He was like, we were sitting right over there. We were both wearing white. We said this. Like, she was like, there is no way that I'm going to allow you to pretend you don't remember making this deal with me.
Yeah.
And it feels like she completely turned on him because people like Anika were saying that she just wanted JM out. And Zach was saying that, oh, well, everybody hates him. It's like, and then everybody's crying tonight. It's like, clearly people don't hate him.
The crying is what drove me nuts, because it's like, if everybody who was crying just said, you know what, I'm not going to do this, you had the numbers to not get him out. Why are we doing this thing season after season after season of, oh, I'm just going to vote with whatever the HOH wants? Why? You don't have to. You have the numbers. The HOH is one person.
Yeah.
Why do we do this?
I don't know why we do this either. I was also, and I realize this is Canada, and I know it is a difference, but like I was a little surprised and like a little disappointed that the 3 people on the block did not get to vote. Because the last time I saw 3 people on the block in Australia, they did vote. So
I have never seen people on the block be able to vote regardless.
Right,
of
I guess I just got used to that. Once you get down to 2 people on the block, then obviously they don't vote anymore. But if there were 3, they were still involved. So like having those extra 3 votes really does change like how conversations go.
I have never seen that before.
Yeah, because you do still have some power. So part of me was expecting that to happen here, and I was like, well, this could still go anyway because you still got Renee, you still got JM's vote. Like, oh well, but no, that's not how that turned out. I was like, what do you mean we only have 11 votes?
Right. And like,
yeah,
it's wild because it seemed like tonight, and it seemed like, it seemed like there was a lot of talk of like, oh, well, we just have to do with the House once. Like, we can't start a war this early and blah, blah, blah. So it seemed like everybody just voted in the same way so that it was a unanimous vote. But it's just funny to me because like all the people that were crying, that were upset, would have been the majority of the House, right?
Correct.
We got those first five votes. So
Correct.
it's like so you're afraid to start a war this early, even though you're the majority. And now you're sending
Also,
out
like-
one of your own to make yourself not the majority. So now when you do decide to start this war, you're gonna have less numbers. Like,
And, and your
what do
majority
you
would have been
mean?
even stronger. It would have been even stronger because you're at 6 now. You would have still had Renee and JM, bringing you to 8, and you would have sent Dan out. Like, what?
I just also don't understand what they mean by start a war so early. Like, because the House is the structure of the House is just so sound that these are going to be absolutely, without question, the people that we work with the entire rest of the game. No, this is who we think we're working with right now. And then as we start to see the game progress and we start to see who's bad at playing, who's good at playing, who's actually aligned with who, that structure is going to change.
Right.
So why are we so afraid to change things up and shake things up right now and do not what the House wants? That's not what the House is going to be in 2 weeks. Why do we care about voting with the House? Why do we care about voting with Santina, who at this point might not even be there after this week? Like,
yeah. Well, it doesn't make any sense either, because it's like voting with the House would have been going with what the majority of the House wanted, and by voting with the House tonight, they went with what the minority wanted. Like,
right.
Right.
Because to them, voting with the House means doing whatever the HOH wants.
Doing whatever the HOH wants, which is really what these bros want. And that's what I meant. Like, I don't understand why we're kowtowing to these people.
Right. Getting him out was only beneficial to them. It wasn't beneficial to Santina.
Right.
And it's like, oh, I lost it. Oh, shoot. Oh, well, go ahead.
It's like this is the time to do it when you still have the numbers.
Right.
You know, it's unreal.
You were saying it's what the bros want. Voting with the House is voting for what the bros want.
There was a separate point. That was the new one that I spit out. But there was one I was waiting to say. Oh well, I guess it wasn't that good.
I guess it wasn't that good.
No, I guess not.
I'm sure it was. I bet it'll come to you.
All right. Well,
I'm just like, what were we talking about? Structure of the House, voting with majority alliances. Who's working?
Oh,
with who.
yes, thank you.
I got you.
You got me back. So I was gonna say, I feel like this is a casting issue too, because I think the reason why we have such an electrifying season in Australian Survivor is because you're casting it with people who want to play the game and want to have fun with it. People who know the game and like want to just do it. Like I would like to see a cast of Big Brother in any country that was just all super fans. You know, that like, and everyone's just coming in so that you're not being a target because you're a super fan. Everyone is here for that reason. These are gamers that want to just really get into it. And I think that would make for an interesting season, because this whole, like, we don't want to start a war. We're just going to do what everybody wants. Like that's because you're not here to play.
This is a consistent Big Brother problem too. We see it in US all the time. We see it in Canada. Like, there are so many recruits that production finds that didn't actually apply to be in the game. They were just found by production, so they don't necessarily know the game or want to play it. And we have people who are applying to be on the show for the clout, for the social media following, for the influence, for the brand deals. And then we have like a couple of people that really love the game and want to play it.
Yeah.
And we always see, that's why there's so many floaters who just go with whatever like the couple of like top dogs in the game want to do, because they're only really there to boost their social media following and become influencers when they get out. Like,
yeah. I just don't understand. These shows get thousands and thousands and thousands of applications every year. You just need to find 16 people. Why are you recruiting
with, like,
anyone?
The bottom of the barrel. I'm like, why do we end up with these terrible people? Certainly somewhere in the hundreds of thousands of applicants, you can find 16 people that aren't terrible.
Jeez,
yeah.
I don't think all 16 are terrible, though.
I'm not saying all 16 are terrible. 16. I am saying you can find 16 people who are not terrible.
Right. No, yeah, it's not all 16 are terrible. It's just that out of however many thousands of applications you get, you can't just limit the 16 that you choose from those applications. Why are you doing outside? Why are you even telling people to apply then? Just recruit everybody.
Right. Why are there recruits at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't disagree. So I wanted to bring it up. Yeah. You don't have this in Australian Survivor because we put people who actually want to be there.
Yeah.
But Matt says he doesn't think that U.S. Survivor does recruitments anymore.
Good.
Good. Never should have been.
Can Big Brother follow suit?
Yeah, seriously. Unfortunately, I could not secure a picture of Arissa's attire. I failed to do a little screenshot. I was watching on the TV, so it didn't work out. So I do not have a picture. But we do remember the green numbers she wore. And I'd like to know your thoughts.
I thought it was hot. I thought she looked great.
I was here for it.
Oh,
I guess Kyle was
Wow.
not.
I'm a little tepid on this one.
Let's see. Let's see if I can find a picture somewhere to refresh my memory. Maybe I'm just not remembering correctly.
No, I just didn't love it. If this was a work event, I don't want to say where I work. Inappropriate here sometimes. But but
I've liked both of her outfits. What have we gotten? How many have we gotten actually? More than 2?
I think 2. Because the opening, no, we would have gotten something for second night, right?
We got premiere night.
I remember premiere purple.
Yeah, see the purple. Yes.
Purple. I don't.
But see, because I'm seeing this purple vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and then I'm seeing this purple vibe.
Yeah, she posted
I don't remember
this.
That one.
No, she posted this. Yeah, but did not. That's not what she was wearing. It's like, why? Show us what you're wearing today.
Exactly. That's I was like, I don't know where this is. I was like, why didn't she post it?
Yeah.
I will say Julia's on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Julie does post the fashion. I was tepid on this. I wonder if this was not the planned outfit, and maybe that purple you showed us there. Maybe that was the intention, and maybe we spilled coffee. Maybe we had a snafu. Maybe something went wrong.
A snafu.
Somebody ignored the
malfunction.
Somebody ignored the costume. The costume designer's instructions.
Mm-hmm,
no food or drink in your outfit.
Yeah, Ronnie Green is coming for you. So, now that we've talked about how much we love this cast, I'd like for us to pick our 3 favorites of the week. Ding, 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 ding.
Now, are we allowed to? Are we not including people that have left the game, been evicted?
Yeah, I think in this version of things, this is one cycle. I do understand your argument that you had presented in the group chat regarding the way the rankings go in Australian Survivor. Because I have limited our friends here to you could not assign points to somebody who has been removed from the game. However, John did make a good point that on Monday and Tuesday they could have played a really good game, or Sunday and Monday rather could have played a really good game, and on Tuesday they went out. They should get some points now for the work they did put in, and I think that's a fair argument. However, I'm not sure it holds here, because no matter how well you think you played, if you were voted out, you lost. Yeah. It's over.
That's very unfortunate because the person who left is one of the only people I liked.
I know.
He was my favorite. It's very.
Yeah, he would have been in my top 3 as well.
He would have been my number 1.
Yeah.
I want you to get points to Liz.
I might have to. I don't know if I can find 3 people
in Canada.
Actually, I know we're going a little off topic, but do we have to do our points for this past week for Australian Survivor too, because we didn't get to do it tonight. Normally this would have been the night that we were doing it, because
there was no new episode since the last time. We did them on Monday and there's been no new episode since then.
Oh, we did them on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
That's what I posted today. Thanks for
paying that's right. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm all over the place. Okay.
I'm just sitting home, staying home, just doing graphics by myself, become a complete recluse. And you don't even see it. You're just out here living life. No, stupid. So, John, who's your favorite person?
Okay, it's very funny because they're my first boot pick, but I'm going Vanessa. She's very sweet. I love her in this house. She's definitely embraced this like motherly role, and I could see her going pretty far in the game, because I feel like at this point nobody's looking at Vanessa as a target, and she's like actually one of the few, decent people in there. So, so I'm gonna go with Vanessa for my number one.
Okay.
For my number two, this is it's hard. It's just hard, honestly. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Claudia.
Claudia
Yeah.
for 2.
Because we know that Claudia is ready to go to battle with this Bros Alliance. I'm a little nervous about this tie thing. I hope it doesn't last. But she's been one of the most vocal about, like, we got to break up these bros. And this Bros Alliance is one of the worst things in this season so far. So if she's willing to try to break it up, then
sure.
She's got my vote.
Yeah, she got my vote. Yeah, exactly. Man, number 3 is kind of hard, honestly. Like, Kuzi was my women's winner pick, but I feel like we haven't really seen much from her to actually, like, right? It feels like she hasn't
That's
really
the
been
problem that I
featured
feel
much.
with a lot of these people is that, like, there's so many of them that really haven't been featured.
Yeah.
Which is another problem with not having feeds, is that I have no idea how people are doing. Because if we don't see them in the edit, if they're not relevant to who's winning competitions, we're not going to see them.
Yeah. So maybe for my number 3, I'll go. Damn, this is hard. I'll go Renee. I'm going to go Renee. She's okay. She was dead last on the block, automatically sent to the block. She survived. And now she's going to be, I think, she's going to be working hard with Claudia to break up this Bros Alliance. So
okay,
I'm going to go.
Phenomenal One says that Kuzi has been in the digital dailies. Dilly dallies.
Yeah, unfortunately we've kind of rejected the dilly dallies, so I can't really speak for a ton of what's out there, unfortunately.
Can you let us know where we can find her in a digital dilly dallies?
I have seen people on Twitter saying that, like, you're seeing glimpses of her, like, cam talking and doing stuff like that, and they're like, I can tell that she's, like, playing so well and that she's so smart and, like, knows what's going on. We're just not getting most of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you thinking, Jeans?
By the way, that was like a really hard.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time.
Top 3. Like, this is not an easy thing. There's like the pickings here are so slim.
I think that's interesting. I'm gonna go next because
Please go next.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about some things here. I'm gonna say my number 1 is Kuzi. Okay, it is.
Oh, okay.
I just really enjoy her. Every time I see her on, she makes me smile. She makes me laugh. I think she's funny.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what she's going to do. And I do think she's smart. I like the conversation that she had with John Michael. I feel like she does have a pulse.
I did love that conversation.
Yes, because it does show that she does know. And just to your point, she was aware that they could have pulled this off. She knew it could have been done. It just didn't work. And now she might as well go with the crowd. But I think she would have rocked on that side. So
that conversation alone definitely put her on the map for me.
Yeah, really, really like her for that. I gotta say, I was ragging on her, but I like Renee. I think she's funny. She's got a really nice personality. She's a good girl, and she's my number 2. I like Renee. Yeah,
all
go
right.
Renee.
All right.
I know. That's interesting. Because I slammed her. On Monday.
I slammed her,
and I still say her dead last performance was abysmal. She deserved her placement. And maybe that's the reason why the dead last twist ended, because they're like, yo, this girl's just always going to be dead last, and she's got a good personality. She can't go home. So, like, let's just end this. Because she's going to be fun. Keep your eye on her. And I am having a hard time with my number 3, because there's some other people here that are fun. It's really because I can't decide. It's not because I'm disgusted with so many people. I think this should be a conversation about Hope. I think Hope is very fun.
I thought about him.
Yeah, I think he's nice. I
can't decide how I feel about Hope. I don't know.
Oh, there was one moment that he had said something that I didn't think I liked, but I don't remember what it is now. I'll leave that there. But because I can't remember it, then maybe it wasn't that bad. So I'm gonna lean that way. I do like the other Daniel. I like Daniel.
I've started to warm up to him.
Like this gentleman here. I'm enjoying him. I think he's funny. I'm endeared towards him as well. I really like Claudia for the reasons we were saying before. I think she's smarter than I was giving her credit for. I didn't really care for her bio intro. Like her little intro video and stuff. I didn't really like it, but I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. So she excites me. And this is why I'm struggling. There's some good people here. I want to go Claudia. I'm going to go Claudia. Got a good head on her shoulders. I just hope this Ty thing, that her involvement with Ty will now, it will impact her eligibility for points in the future. So we're going to be reviewing this as we progress.
Right. It depends how much rings true of that DR of like, I'm going to keep information from him and like keep this separate.
It
depends on. Yeah.
Continued review. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wait, we have some comments here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have a couple of interesting comments. DM Rocks. How are you, DM? Good to see you. Ty and Zach want to get Rob out next week. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
I think it's because of the whole Rob pushing back on Renee. Yeah.
I want to know who ends up winning this thing. Now, aren't we getting a digital daily tomorrow? But it's not going to be this, right?
Right. I don't know because I know we don't get them over the weekend, but I don't know how much of today is going to would be on tomorrow's. Like, right. I don't know.
Are they also just fucking with us too a little bit? Like, I think it's ridiculous that people are really PO'd about the fact that there's like no feeds. And then the first time we get like an HOH comp, you give us one that we would have been able to watch on the feeds.
Right. Also,
like give us a trivia or something. Something stupid at the beginning.
So many questions about the dailies because I've also heard people say like there are feed cuts on the dailies. There are moments where like you'll see one person cooking alone in the kitchen, but you're hearing a conversation between two people down the hall, but they're focusing on the wrong camera, like as if it is just a clip from the regular live feeds. Like if this is curated content, why are there feed cuts at all? Just don't include that part of the day. But then it's also like, how much of the day is it? Like, yeah, it's whatever it is, like an hour of content, but is that like 30 minutes of a scene and then 30 minutes of what's happening at the same time in a different scene and now you're just giving it to us after? Or is this like a culmination of the entire day of what's going on? Are you just giving me crumbs of like one tiny piece of the day, or are you giving me a spread out view of what's been happening all day? Like there's just no real information here.
Phenomenal One says the daily is like 30 minutes of gameplay and an hour and 30 of filler.
Right, because we've heard that too, is that they're like they'll be making a HelloFresh meal because that's their sponsorship, and they're like vacuuming for 20 minutes and like stuff that doesn't really matter.
Well, Phenomenal One also said that, that tomorrow's daily should have who won HOH in it.
Okay.
So I guess if we just keep checking the hashtag, we'll find out. So that'd be fun to chat about. For like 2 seconds.
And that's why like I haven't really wasted my time with the dailies because I know the majority of it doesn't really matter. It's just product placement and like things that aren't actually influential, you know?
And is it definitely from the day before? Like, is that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I can't. There's no real like because they don't have timestamps or anything. Like, I don't know.
So do you really want to sit there for hours for maybe a few minutes of something? Something good.
Right.
I saw somebody on Twitter actually, because this other little twist that where of course freaking Santina has to be the one to find this book in the library.
Oh, I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Yeah. And somebody was like, because she's reading out, she's going, "Oh, the unseen game," and it's like somebody tweeted like, "Oh, they're messing with us because this really is the unseen game because we can't." They're see like any
the
feeds.
Unseen game. Is that the tagline of the season that has no live feeds?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh God. And like, how did she even find it though? Or just all of a sudden,
that was another thing that people were like, this seems like a very production influence game. Like there's this whole room of so many books and she just happens to pick up the one book that when you open it up, it says something that's going to give you a clue of something else.
Yeah, like why would you even be flipping through it anyway? Because like the whole thing was like very strange. I was like, wait, were I not paying attention for a minute? Because
no, so it seemed very out of nowhere.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, out of nowhere, she just had this book flipped to the right page and was like, "Oh, the unseen game."
And then she just
And then-
knew to go over there and like press these other books. Like,
Yeah.
what does she do? Like, what is that?
Yeah,
No,
and then like
I was seeing calls for shenanigans on
yeah,
the hashtag.
And all we saw was that she said, "Oh, the unseen game. I found something. I found something." And then all of a sudden she was like standing up and like getting another book from the bookcase. And it's like, how did you even know to go to get that one? It's like,
Mhm.
why are we not being explained what's happening here? Like clearly
Yeah.
something important's happening.
And then we just never heard about it again. So it was like, all right, well, did she stop looking? Or are we just gonna shelf that for maybe later? Or what why
Yeah,
did
I'm
we
surprised that Arissa didn't tell us something. Like, okay, like, the unseen game has begun. The unseen game is
Yeah.
afoot. Like, nothing. Nothing. It's very strange. I don't know.
Everything about
I'm
everything
starting to
about
get
this season has
concerned.
been
I was
strange.
really trying to be I was trying to be a positive Patty, but, I'm starting to pop over the negative Nancy side. Yeah. Apparently, Ty told Kuzi about the plan to get Rob out as well, as according to DM Rocks.
Maybe
I
Rob
hope-
will come over to the other side, you know?
Yeah, I don't know that I want Rob to go.
He hasn't I don't dislike him. I just
Right.
haven't really seen enough either way, I guess.
Right.
Oh my goodness, Gina, you never did your rankings.
I didn't. I was
Yeah.
kind of hoping we would forget.
What? Come on.
No, I was getting ready to say, all right, well, if there's nothing else, but then I look over it and like unacceptable. Like,
Okay.
who's your favorite person? You got to know who you like the most. The screen is flashing by. Oh, there's a scene of this person. Okay.
What's
settling
hard
in,
too,
phone
though, is
down.
like, because what we were saying earlier too is like, we're not really getting, because there's no feeds and I can only judge what I know about people based on really like the edit. If the edit only gives me one scene of someone, I don't really know if I like them or not. So it's hard for me to say like, oh, this is my favorite
get
person.
as much with Australian Survivor.
Yeah, well, the problem is my favorite person would have been John Michael, and he is now not eligible to receive points.
So who's your second? It's okay. If it's Zach, you can just say it. It's all right.
You're very funny. Very
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm done now. I'm done now.
I'm gonna say I think I'll go Daniel.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think I enjoyed seeing like his conversation with other Dan and like his DRs and afterwards being like, well, he's not offering me anything. He's not really like, just like the way that he is at least thinking ahead of being like, if you're not willing to offer me something, I'm not really willing to work with you or do much with you or do anything like that.
Right.
Then we saw him again. We saw him again later in the conversation with, I think it was Hope, when Hope was like, I don't know, I think maybe we should switch up the vote. And Daniel was the one being like, okay, if we're going to, it's not that I'm against doing that, but I have to know before we make the move, do we have the numbers? Can you lock in? Can you assure me that we have the amount of people that we need? I'm not just going to fly by and like try to vote somebody else out if I don't know that. So like, he's at least thinking strategically enough that I'm like, okay, we can keep an eye on this.
He says he's a super fan, right?
Yeah, there's something that someone was saying. He either like played a virtual game or is in some sort of a something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I know a thing or two about those.
Yeah. All right. Daniel's not a bad choice at all.
Okay.
I mean, there are no bad choices. We don't know these people.
Well, there are some bad choices.
No, I mean, that is true. That is true. But like, they're not even in the running. So,
I was gonna make her my number 3, but I think number 2 I'll go Claudia.
Way to go, Claudia. Way to go.
We'll go Claudia.
Claudia's in all of our lists, isn't she?
Yeah.
There you go.
Way to go, Claudia.
All right. Surprising. I didn't see that.
I didn't expect it either. I didn't expect it either.
She also won the Be Direct Eviction Protection Insurance, so she's Canada's favorite as well.
Oh, that she did. I forgot.
Yeah.
I was a little bummed that she got it. I'm happy for her, but like, she didn't need it.
Right. That's the problem. Is like, I know she can't get it again because she's already wasn't that the thing, is like if you've gotten it, you can't get it again until everybody's gotten it?
I think you're right.
I think so.
I think you're right. Yeah, that is true. And that is the downside to that. But like it's such an interesting thing too, because it's like, what do you do with that first one? Just like you don't know when you're HOH. I don't know you enough to put you up.
Right.
You don't know anybody enough, like who to vote for. Like you don't know who's going to be in trouble. So you're voting for the person you like the most, but that doesn't mean they're getting it at the most useful time.
It could end up hurting them.
Right. It's not. You may not actually have done them a favor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's interesting.
The only thing that is good is that everyone else in the House knows now that Canada, the most votes from Canada went to this person, which, do you want to be the person that sends out Canada's favorite? You know, like, so,
right.
But, sorry, Gina.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's always that third person I get stuck on. I'm going to say Kuzi.
Yes. Way to go.
I'm going to go Kuzi. Which I don't know if we pay attention to any of those, like, I guess, like, they have TikTok exit interviews with Arisa afterwards or something. I don't know. I saw there was, like, stuff on BB Twitter about, like, people just, like, live tweeting what John Michael's exit interview with Arisa was saying. And I guess somehow, I don't remember the logistics of how you accrue these points, but there are like some sort of like point system that you get from like a Wendy's thing. I don't know. I think I missed whatever that is.
You get like these Wendy's. I don't think they've actually explained it. It's just
they
that
haven't.
like
we don't know what they're for, how many anybody has. We don't really know details, but Arisa did say because John Michael was evicted with some of these points, he now has the ability to give them to somebody who is still in the game, and he chose to give them to Kuzi.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Yes.
Yeah, we don't know like we don't know how it impacts the game, what the reason is for it or anything, but
he did also say that he did also say that he thinks that Renee has the best shot at winning at the moment.
Yes.
That is his winner pick.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Renee for winner of BB Can 11. Well, that would certainly be interesting. Yeah. All right. Guess we shall see.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the exit interview. Was it directly after? It was like 8:15.
I believe so, because they were people were tweeting about it like right after the episode was over. I believe it's somewhere on TikTok, but I don't know where.
I couldn't find it. I just
think it was. I think it was over by the time I tried to check it out, but.
I had to think I'm too old for TikTok. I just can't find things. It's like, how do you search? Like, I was on my phone and I went to TikTok and I opened it and it just everything was just like another video. And I was like, I don't know how you search.
Well, Kyle, that is how TikTok works.
No, I know, but then like it had no like toolbar. It was like no search or anything. And then this thing popped up and it said, get the full app. And I'm like, what? I'm like, so I have a half app? I was like, what does that mean?
You have a half-assed app.
I do, and like it's weird.
Also, I do promise you there is a search feature. You can search on TikTok.
No, right, but whatever I had wasn't TikTok. It was like half TikTok.
I don't know what that means.
But it's weird because, all right, so you're going to see something strange about my wallpaper. Don't judge me. But like, so I have like an iPhone where like I have nothing.
Yes! Mom and Dad!
Right, Mom and Dad. I have nothing on the screen. And then like, so you just go over and then it's like all my apps, right?
Sure.
So I just type in the top, like whatever I want to do. So I want to make a phone call, I just type phone. Right, so I typed TikTok and then it came up, and then I get this thing that like it was only videos, and I wonder if anybody else has ever seen this. Like,
I don't know what you mean by that, because that's what TikTok is. I'm confused.
No, it was like, so like, you know, when you open up TikTok, like obviously like you have videos and stuff, but you have the toolbar on the bottom, so you can click things, friends, and you have a plus and everything. Like, yes, what I opened wasn't that. It was just videos and like there was no toolbar on the bottom, nothing. Right? It just had the information about the video. There was nothing else. And it was like, what is this? And then a little thing popped up on the bottom, like a little notification that said, get the full app. And it said, click here to go to the App Store. And it's like, what are you talking about? How do I have a half app? like it's really.
I
I'm
have
telling
no
you,
idea what you're talking.
Yeah, I have no. I've never seen this.
You have to Google it, like TikTok half app or something.
Half app TikTok half app.
Oh my god, I'm so confused.
Like maybe like a TikTok light. I'm serious. If you ever heard of this, anyone out there, tell us. Tell me.
So like if you type TikTok into that search bar right now and click on it, what's gonna happen?
No, now it comes up because now I have the app.
We've like gone totally off the rails here.
I'm so confused.
I know. I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't it. And then I had to hit download, and it downloaded. So TikTok was still in the background, right? It's still there, and somebody is still talking to me, and like this on the bottom was downloading it, but the half TikTok was still going, and it was downloading. And then
I don't know what's
open,
happening.
and then it was real TikTok. All right,
Real talk,
real talk.
not half talk. Real talk.
No, that was half. It was just I was in talk.
Somebody please, anybody who is watching this on YouTube or listening back or something, please explain to me what this thing is, please. Someone of you must know something, please. Somebody
has to have seen this before. It was a half app.
Oh God.
Matt said we've approached crack territory. We have, but we're not really. But it's not cracked. I'm telling you, it's real. I saw it. It happened to me. So I'm gonna download the app and see if I can get it. I'm like delete it and see if I can get this thing to happen again.
He said it's real. It happened to me.
It did. Because you guys think I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See, and now it's just not there.
Well,
I don't know what to tell you. It wasn't a real TikTok. It was like half talk. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm so confused.
I know. I don't know what to tell you.
Matt says, Kyle, where did the half app hurt you?
Like everywhere. I don't ever want to use TikTok ever again. Like I'm done with it. I don't even know what account I signed in with. Like there was like a lot of messages in my inbox. It was like I don't know what's happening. I'm never going back to it. All right, I'm too old. But anyway, you can find us on the socials at StratChatPod or on our website, stratchatpod.com. We're not on TikTok, I'll tell you that. We are not there. Wait, what do we have?
I post this on TikTok sometimes.
Do you? We should have a TikTok. You know, put your shorts there and stuff like that.
I can do that.
You know? The reality guys are on TikTok. They do a lot of stuff on there. Maybe you can teach me how to talk.
I screamed at half talk.
Wait, maybe that's what I can do this weekend because I have nothing.
Learn TikTok?
Yeah, my partner's away the weekend. My roommate is going away the weekend. He already said, I'll see you Monday. I told John he could sleep over. He told me to F off because he has family coming.
Whoa!
So like, I don't have anything to do. So maybe I'll learn how to talk this weekend.
Wow, okay.
Okay, so find me. I don't even know what my handle is. I have to re-download it because I don't want to use the half talk. So I'm coming, and I'm going to say things. That's what's coming this weekend. Monday, we're talking about Australian Survivor, right? Sunday and Monday's episode. Yeah. That'll be at 9:30. 9:30 as we get into the real pointy end of the game.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really want George to go. I think that this whole game is going to blow up if he gets out of here.
I honestly want Simon to win now.
I'd love a Simon win. As with the fake idol in his ass, straight to the winner's chair. Like that's amazing to me. That's awesome. So that's Monday. Then we're back here, Big Brother Canada, next Thursday at 9:30. Unless like the digital, daily dailies, digital dilly dallies, unless they're really fun, maybe we can do something real quick on Monday. Like
I'd be down.
Yeah.
If there's something worth talking about, I would absolutely do. I'd absolutely be down.
Well, just keep in mind there are no dilly dallies on the weekend, so.
No, but if we get a dilly dally tomorrow and a dilly dally on Monday, we'll at least know what we knew the last time, right? We should know, right? Because it was
Who's
Monday when we went on
HOH?
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The veto.
Well,
We knew at least who won veto, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
I
we
believe
had
so, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we had the HOH, we had the noms, we had who won veto. So it could be something worth talking about.
Yeah, it could be fun to just have like a quick 15-minute chat, just to check in, and then we'll get all the real context during the week. I like the concept of that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Fun Mon thing for you.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Right. All right. So that's that. You can find us on socials at StratChatPod or on our website at stratchatpod.com. And yeah, we're out of here. Thanks for hanging.